Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Certainly delighted to be here with you today.
Thank you.
I know it might rain soon, so I'm going to keep this as short and sweet as possible. For those of you who saw me speak at the Tax Day rally in Worcester back in April, it's good to see you again. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Goldstein, and I'm a regular contributor to the American Spectator. You can find my articles and blog posts at spectator.org. Let me thank Christine Morabito, president of the Greater Boston Tea Party, for inviting me here today. Now, her invitation came under a peculiar set of circumstances. When I received your invitation by email, I had just returned from the emergency room at Faulkner Hospital. Earlier that day, I had a kidney stone. And those of you who've experienced a kidney stone will know it is not a pleasant way to spend an afternoon. Yet it got me thinking, and I realized that Obamacare and kidney stones have something in common. They both passed. Unfortunately, that's where the similarity ends. When a kidney stone passes, the pain subsides. But when Obamacare passes, the pain has only just begun. Indeed, the pain got worse on June 28, 2012, when the Supreme Court ruled that Obamacare was constitutional. Now, those of you who attended the Tax Day rally in Worcester might remember that there was a mock funeral for Obamacare. But to paraphrase Mark Twain, rumors of Obamacare's death have been greatly exaggerated, at least for now. So while Obamacare is alive and well, limited government in this country is not. The Supreme Court can call Obamacare a tax all it wants. When the government can tell you to buy something you don't want, then what can't the government tell you to do? Now, those of you who are acquainted with my writing will know that I have a tendency to write obituaries. And so it was on June 28, 2012 that I wrote an obituary for limited government. Here's an excerpt. Limited government in the United States succumbed this morning. The cause of death was a blunt blow to the head by the Supreme Court in its ruling to uphold Obamacare. Her age was not known. At least one account put her age at 223. Some estimate she was nearing her 236th birthday, while some others believe she was born on a bridge in Concord, Massachusetts in 1774. Others still believe she was born in the United Kingdom, but sailed to our shores soon after. For her part, especially in her later years, she was not inclined to discuss her age. Over the years, both Democrats and Republicans have seen fit to increase their authority over the populace at the expense of limited government, in acts both big and small. Her health would take a sharp turn for the worse in 2005 when the Supreme Court, in the Kello case, expanded the definition of eminent domain, rendering individual property rights nearly meaningless. The words on the deed weren't worth the paper on which they were written. Then came the passage of Obamacare in 2010, requiring all citizens to purchase health insurance. There had been an optimism that limited government would win the day when the court appeared to be skeptical of the federal government's arguments. Its solicitor had argued it was a tax when the Obama administration had argued it wasn't. But instead of seeing through the smoke and the mirrors, the Supremes accepted Obamacare as a tax after all. Yet this obituary ends a little bit differently from others I've written. This obituary ends on a note of optimism. I put it this way. The only silver lining is that funeral services have not been scheduled. However, public rallies will be organized in its place in the hope that a new limited government will be born in early November.
Yay.
I am hopeful that this rally and thousands of others like it across the country over the next few months will be the shot in the arm which brings new life to limited government. But it will take more than rallies, and it will take more than just calling for the repeal of Obamacare. It also means putting forth viable alternatives. We might not be able to change the Supreme Court's decision, but we can still vote President Obama out of office.
Yay!
And if we do that, Lord willing, the Supreme Court's decision won't matter. Now let me say a few words about Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney can't change the past. Mitt Romney can't change the fact he implemented a health care reform package here in Massachusetts with an individual mandate. Mitt Romney can't change the fact that he likes mandates. If Mitt Romney could, he would probably take the mandate out for a milkshake. Maybe even a chocolate milkshake. Mitt Romney also made the mistake of getting caught up as to whether an individual mandate is a tax or not. But what's done is done. Mitt Romney might not be able to change the past, but he can shape the future if he so chooses. The foundation of free markets is choice. In this election, we must be given a choice as to the kind of health care system we want. It is incumbent upon Mitt Romney to put forth a health care plan which at its core allows health insurance companies to compete across state lines. This would increase access to health care, decrease costs, and there would be no need for a mandate. Nor would there be any need for a waiver. That brings me to these thoughts. What's so fair about ObamaCare? If ObamaCare is the most fantastic piece of social legislation in the history of this country, then why do its strongest advocates want to be exempt from it? Why do they seek waivers? This includes affiliates of unions such as the Service Employees International Union, United Food and Commercial Workers, and the United Federation of Teachers. If these unions want no part of ObamaCare, then why should the rest of the country? One other thing that really annoys me is when President Obama says, if you like your health care plan, you can keep it. How does he know that? Does he really think we're this stupid? I was afraid of that. Now, most of us who have health insurance get it through our employers. And as we all know, employers change plans all the time, and it's only going to get worse with ObamaCare. Not only should we demand the repeal of ObamaCare, but we should also demand